Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today we got new cards from Stellar Crown to talk about. What am I going to do? Not go and talk about them? Nah, ladies and gentlemen, that does not sound like me. I am a little bit croaky because I've been casting Lorcana, the challenge from Bochum this past weekend. But you know what? I'm still here. There's cards to talk about. We will be talking about them. Starting off with a really interesting Drifblim with lovely so-so artwork. Wonderful. Now, I have done the translations myself, but I have checked with a lovely Antoine Boulet. And this one, I'm particularly proud of myself because, frankly, this one was a little bit of a pain. And I got it. And I'm very happy. What we've got here is 130 HP and a single attack for a single energy. And it does 50 damage for each of your Drifloon and Drifblim in play, and then it deals 30 damage to each of your Drifloon and Drifblim in play. Now, without shenanigans, 200 damage. Stage 1 Pokemon, single energy, 200 damage. That ain't bad, ladies and gentlemen. That ain't bad. I love this. Now, you don't, and this is what makes it so good, you don't need to get all of your Drifblim. You can just go for Drifloon. Now, this is important because what it means is you can essentially get one Drifblim, free Drifloon. Deal 200 damage for a single energy. That is nice. You then lose a Drifblim. Bit sad, never mind, these things happen. But then you just evolve a Drifloon into a Drifblim. Recover a Drifloon from the discard pile, which shouldn't be too difficult. And oh, look, we are back. Love it. Now, one big question here, of course. Hang on a second. You're doing 30 damage. You want to be chaining this attack. How much HP does your Drifloon have? Because 60 HP is very bad, means 2 of this attack will KO it. 70 HP means it can take 2 of these attacks and your opponent will still have to put in a little bit of work to KO it. Well, I'm delighted to say, ladies and gentlemen, 70 HP. Also, single energy, 10 damage, and during your opponent's next turn, it takes 10 less damage from attacks. Not terribly relevant, but the 70 HP is. It means that you can use your attack twice, and your Drifloon on the bench will not be KO'd. Now, obviously your HP is getting wrecked here. Even when you evolve after 2 uses of this attack, you'll have 70 HP. It's not ideal, and I'm not saying it is. But I am saying single energy, 200 damage is awesome. And as long as your Drifloon aren't prized, you got Buddy Buddy Poffin. So you use Buddy Buddy Poffin, get your Drifloon out, evolve 1 into a Drifblim, attach a single energy, and then all of a sudden you're doing 200 damage. I cannot be the only person that thinks that looks good. Yes, it will take 4 of your 6 Pokemon spots, I understand. Yes, it's only 200 damage and 220, 230 is the magic number for big basics, I understand. Yes, you are damaging yourself, I understand all of this. Doesn't mean I don't think this is very, very interesting. I like it, frankly. I like it. Let's give it between 3 and 4 Wassies. We don't give half Wassies. That would be barbaric. I honestly think I'm underrating this card a little bit. I think it might be a little bit better than that. But as well as that, we've also got a new Togedemaru. And you know what? This is another one that I find very, very interesting. We're at that stage where all of these attacks all of these Pokemon do end up being very, very interesting. So what we've got here is 80 HP, very low, single energy, 30 damage. But if you have exactly 1 prize card remaining, instant paralysis. No messing, no mucking about, no difficulties, instant paralysis. And I love this. This makes me very happy. Now, it is when you have 1 prize card remaining. There's good things and bad things. If this was when your opponent had 1 prize card remaining, then you combine it with an Ino, job's a good one. Ino down to 1, bleed them 30 damage with automatic paralysis. But with you having one prize card remaining, it leaves you in control. Can't win the game? Never mind, go down to one prize and get instant paralysis. The reality of the situation is 30 damage is probably not enough. Take your average Charizard deck, you are 11 hit KOing. It's too much. You're not really aiming to KO with this, it's not the point. The point is, buy a turn, buy 2 turns, buy 3 turns. Disrupt your opponent's hand in any way you can. Play this down, and then buy a couple of turns. If you're playing it in a lightning deck, well, how about you do this? And you do this for a couple turns in a row. In fact, you do this right up until you've got something else, maybe a Miraidon, which is doing enough damage to go and get the KO. That is the point here. If your last prize is eluding you, use this automatic KO. It's 1 card. It is 1 basic Pokemon in your deck. It is 1 energy attached to it. I'm again giving this thing 3 and 4 Wassies. I don't think it's phenomenal, but I do think as a 1 card tech to buy some time, if you've only got 1 prize card left to take, but you're not ready to take it yet, I think this is a very, very nice card indeed. But wait, those are not all the cards that have gone and been revealed. We've also got ourselves a rather lovely new, well, Cradily. Let's start with Cradily, but we need to go back a little bit from the others as well. Now, as a side note, we do have Antique Root Fossil. It's a fossil, right? Play it like a 60 HP basic colorless Pokemon, can't be affected by special conditions, can't retreat, and while it's active, attacks used by your opponent's basic Pokemon, and it is only basic Pokemon, not all basic Pokemon, but the attacks used by their basic Pokemon cost 1 energy more. Is it great? No. It's the same as we saw the fossil on the other day. It's fine. But Cradily, that is one we could get a bit more excited about. Now, unfortunately, it is a stage 2. We don't love that it's a stage 2. We would rather it wasn't a stage 2. But it is. Get over it. That doesn't mean it's not useful. That doesn't mean we can't take advantage of it. It doesn't mean it's not going to be good. And what we've got here is a rather nice ability that says once during your turn, flip a coin. If heads, you can choose poison, burn, or confusion. And your opponent's active Pokemon is affected by that special condition. Oh, that's quite cool. And yes, I know paralysis and sleep aren't on the table. Essentially, these are the special conditions that damage, including confusion, which can stop an attack, because they can flip tails on confusion. It is not the ones like paralysis and sleep that are just there to stop attacks coming in. But it's on a coin flip, and it doesn't need to be active. This could be fun. We've then got single energy, 100 damage for each special condition affecting your opponent's active Pokemon. The problem here is it's a stage 2 and it just ends up being too awkward. Yes, I know we've got Brute Bonnet in the format and that will get some special conditions on there. That will get poison on. It's not enough. Now there is actually a combo to be used here with Dangerous Laser. That is one of the bad ace specs that came around in, well, it's already come around in Night Wanderer in Japan. It is coming around in Shrouded Fable over here. It's not good. It is an ace spec which is burn and confusion guaranteed, and then you flip heads, and then you do 300, and then the burn kicks in, and then the poison kicks in, then they go up to 330, and it's not good enough. I'm sorry. It's not good enough. Makes me sad. Wish it was. No. This is one of those ones, it's hard to make the argument, and I'm sorry. But we do have an amazing illustration rare for the Lileep, and that is pretty gosh darn cool. The Lileep basically says 50 damage, and during your opponent's next turn, the Pokemon that was hit with this attack can't retreat. We're not playing this for the actual attack. It's just a lovely illustration rare, lovely secret rare card. And we're starting to see these. They're coming out quite regularly now. We've seen a bunch of them. It's not my favorite of them so far, but it's pretty nice. I like it. This is cool. So, look, No, I don't think the Cradley is good enough, and I'm very sorry about that. But we do have a lovely alternate art I can share with you. I do think that Togedemaru is a very, very nice card. I do think that Drifblim could be genuinely good, especially in a budget or limited format. And I think that's pretty good, honestly. We've got lots of cool stuff, and this makes me very happy. But I've told you about it all now. So now it's I need to give a score to Cradley, don't I? Between 2 and 3 Wassies, I'm sorry, it's too awkward. It's not even just a stage 2, it's a fossil stage 2. That's not ideal. But maybe one day, you never know. For now, let me know what you think about these cards in the comment section. Go nuts, be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWassie. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.